it's tricky. So you need to swipe up a little bit to go back, and then you swipe up higher to go home. So it's something that requires a little bit of training. Like a lot of times when I first started using this software, I would accidentally go all the way back home when I'm just merely trying to back up a little bit. So it takes a small swipe to go back out, big swipe to go home, and then you big swipe and hold to bring up app overview. I probably would have preferred something like what Vivo and Oppo's doing, which is you swipe from the left or right side to go back, or Xiaomi and Huawei, which is to swipe from the sides to go back. Like this kind of like difference between big swipe and small swipe, it's a little bit funky for me. But overall, still, I don't hate this software. Like it's a lot better than when I use a Huawei phone, to be honest. So now let's talk about the camera. So you notice that obviously there's a bezel up top because there's room for a 20 megapixel selfie camera. The Vivo Apex does not have bezel up top because it just flat out didn't have a selfie camera, I think. I haven't touched that phone yet. Now around the back, you have a 12 megapixel main shooter with an f1.8 aperture and a 20 megapixel secondary telephoto lens. So this setup is almost exactly the same as Meizu's last flagship, the 16th. I generally think Meizu's camera is pretty solid. It's on point. Like it's not like the greatest camera around, but it definitely will get the job done. You know, colors are really accurate and shutter speed is fast and responsive, and dynamic range is really solid. This is not a bad shot at all. This is a neighborhood dog. She's so freaking cute. And this is selfie portrait mode. So you see the depth, the edge detection, it's pretty on point. See, it picked out my hair okay. It's a little bit strong, the effect in the back, but I believe you can fix this in software afterwards. So this is selfie portrait, and then this is a normal selfie, and then just overall this is a 2x zoom photo. Overall the camera, it's pretty good. So now I must stress that this phone isn't final. I'm using a pre-production demo unit right here, so everything should improve even more as I use the phone. But as of right now, this camera is more than usable already, like no complaints. You go into the camera app, it's pretty responsive, pretty zippy. You have all the different modes, including funny snap, which it's like those AR stuff that Chinese brands love so much. But I generally think Meizu's camera software, it's above average. I like that you can switch to the selfie camera just right here in the lower left hand corner. Some Chinese software has the button up on the upper right corner, and it's just stupid because it's really hard to reach with one hand. Okay, so that's about it for now. I can't really comment on battery life yet because I haven't used the phone long enough. Plus, I want to stress that this is not a review. This is a pre-production demo unit that I'm getting to test, so it's not final software. But, you know, I already know what the final consensus is going to be for this phone. This is not a phone that's meant to be sold to the masses. This is not a mainstream phone because, one, eSIM right now, it's very obscure. Most people will not have access to it, so you can't even put your SIM card in this thing. Two, the kind of software buttons, side buttons, they're cool in theory and they look nice, but you see, it took me like 5 seconds of hunting around now just to find it, so it's not practical. Same with this power button here. Like if you want to just unlock your phone really quick, you have to find it. I mean, there is a fingerprint sensor that works, but I tested it, it worked, but I took it off for now because this is unfinished software and I'm just not confident putting my Google info and my fingerprint on there fully. But I've used previous Meizu phones before. I've tested a bunch of Meizu phones and they always are pretty legit. This is not like a shady company releasing something that's like, you know, you don't know what's in there. Meizu phones are usually pretty legit. So I'm confident that the final software, final version will be more usable. But still, this is a phone for collectors. This is not a phone you buy to use day to day. It does look very damn good. It feels pretty damn nice and performance is solid if you can get over all the shortcomings. So that's it for now. I'm going to be going to MWC, so please stay tuned because I'm going to have videos coming up on the new Huawei phone, probably the foldable phone, new LG phone, probably something from Xiaomi, Oppo, Vivo, whatever else is coming. And yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.